what would you, come look at this chart right here. Come look at this chart real quick. On your left side is what the Bible calls you. On your right side is what they call you today. Which one of these do you see yourself as today? Judah, from the tribe of Judah. All right, so you'd be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. What about you, sir? Would you say the same thing? Would you say, if I ask you your nationality right now, what would you say? What would you say? African American?
Yes.
Okay, so now we got to deal with that. So now y'all would be Israelites from the tribe of Judah. Why is that so important? That's the same tribe our Messiah, Jesus Christ, comes from. The same tribe. So now, why is that important? Hey, on everything you fill out, what do they ask you? They ask you, what's your nationality? Look, when you go fill out for an apartment, a job, anything you fill out for, they ask, what's your nationality or what's your ethnicity? But then they tell you it's not important. But then they come around and knock on your door and ask you to fill out a census report. What is that report? They notate every race of people on the planet or in the country and how many. So that's got to be important, right? So now let's get to the grit of it. It's important because God said he would put a mark upon his people so that you would know who they are. Give me Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28:15. Because a lot of us don't believe in the Bible, but it's scientifically and historically proven that the Bible is legit. Everything in the timeline of the Bible fits in. That's why the higher-ups try to discredit it. That's why they try to write new editions of it and change words and take out scriptures because they don't want us to know the truth. That's right. That's why. You ever heard, if you want to hide something from a black man, what is this, an old proverb? If you want to hide something from a black man, put it where? In a way. You ever heard that? They say if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. Because we don't like to read. Read that what you got.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Now look, I want you to catch it, because we're dealing with nationality and why it's so important. Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So he said, if you don't listen to my voice, come on.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
So that means if you don't listen to me and do all the commandments, come on.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, then all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God said all these curses will come upon us and overtake us. So is a curse a good thing or a bad thing? It's bad, right? So now, this is how you're going to know who God's people are. They would fit these curses. Okay, these curses only fit them. This is what Moses was telling the people. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 16, cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
So now, we read that, right? So now we have to examine it. You have to think about what you're reading. He said, cursed shall thou be in the city, cursed shall thou be in the field. When you look at the so-called black community, so-called Hispanic community, so-called Native American communities, or on the reservations where they push them at, what is the one thing that's unique? Especially us living in the city. What do you see? Is it not poverty? Is it not crime?
Right.
There's a church and a liquor store on every corner. So if Christianity and church was so good, how come there's 45 churches on one block, and that's the worst block in the city? That's where the most killing, the most drug-infested places are. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to work, bro? Okay, hey, our information's on the bottom of that flyer. Contact information. Contact us, bro. Why is that, though? So you've been around for a minute, right?
Yes, I am.
So, am I telling the truth on that?
Telling the truth.
So now we have to, as people, we got to think, why is that? If it's so good for us, and for years we've been dealing with it, but our communities stay ran down. Read it again.
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
Look at how all the trash that's in our area, it's always in our neighborhood. They only clean up this area every year about what time? Derby, right?
That's right.
Right? Any other time they could care less, bro. That's being cursed in the city. What about that sewer smell that they complaining about that's going all over the city now? Has it not been in the South End and the West End continuously? They wasn't complaining then. That's cursed, bro. Read on. Read it again. One more time.
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
So, look at this right here, during slavery. Now, this is during slavery, but I'm going to bring it up to right now. During slavery, look, this was our people. We were cursed in the field. We had to pick cotton. We did manual labor here, was never paid, and have never been paid for it. So now let's fast forward up today, because I hear some people saying, oh, that's that old stuff, that was then. Well, let's bring it up to now. You have what you call redlining and, what's the other word? Gentrification that goes on in the South End and the West End to our people.
That's right.
Let's bring it up to date. When it says cursed in the field, what do they call your job now? What do you work at? Or your job field, right? So now it's moved from the physical field to actually where you work at. Hey, you're the last hired and the first fired. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's a curse. That's something our people don't identify with, and we won't because we're afraid to. You know why? Because that means we have to take responsibility for who we are. So, what's your name again, bro?
Calvin Doesnt.
Okay, brother Calvin. So, I'm done with that, officer. So, look, these curses were put upon us so we would know who we are in this last day, so we can come back to believing in the Most High God. Do you believe that?
Yes, I do.
All right. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Because, have you ever heard this before, Mr. Calvin?
Yes, I have.
When?
Every day. In the nighttime. When I go to church.
All right, all right. So look, on the back of that flyer right there is our contact information. Contact information and our address. Lord's will, you can come by. But look, listen to this, because that's the problem with our people. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we don't know who we are. We don't know what the Most High God says about us. And we've been taught and told that it's hate. But it ain't no hate to take pride in yourself and who you are.
Bring it up.
There's no hate in that. There's no hate to be confident and to lift your people up. We've been downtrodden for a long time. And together, we need to lift ourselves up. That's what we need to do. This is what God says about you, though. Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
So God said we are holy people, meaning we separate. That's what God said. We're reading. What are we reading? The Bible, right? We're reading the Bible. You never hear this in the Christian church. That shows you Christianity is totally contrary to the Bible. Read it from the top.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Come on.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Now, is that hatred? That's not hatred. We're reading the Bible. That's what we're reading. A lot of y'all don't even know that it says that. Did you know that, Mr. Calvin? You knew the Bible said that?
Yes, I keep it in my back pocket.
So you knew the Bible said this, what I just read. Come here, Mr. Calvin. Come here real quick. Because I don't think you do. Go ahead, what you supposed? Because look, if you knew, then we would behave different then, wouldn't we?
Bring it out.
See, if we knew that what the Bible says about us and who we are, we would behave different. What you got? Yep. Because look, in knowing that you're an Israelite, you have to conduct yourself a certain way. There's a way that you have to live and a way you have to go, Mr. Calvin. Christianity got you thinking you could be out here messed up, drunk, high as hell, and do whatever, and you say, God knows my heart. But that's not what the Bible says. God tells us differently in the Bible. Listen to this. Read.
This is the book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 2.
Because look, we out here for love. We all are tired of the state of our community. And we're not going to sit here and beg and plead for nobody to come save us. We're going to clean it up ourselves. That's what men do. Men see a problem and they fix it. Read.
That the aged men be sober,
So God said, read it from the top. This is what God is saying to the aged man. Read.
That the aged men be sober.
Be sober. You know what that means? That means not drunk, not high. That means to have a clear mind, to be able to function, to be sober. Come on.
Grave.
Come on.
Temperate.
Control of your spirit, your attitude. Control of your emotions. Come on.
Sound in faith.
Sound in faith, meaning understanding who you are in this Bible and who Christ is and what he wants from you. Come on.
In charity.
In charity, being charitable. Loving one another. Is that it? Come on.
In patience.
And patient. Having patience with your brother. Now, why is that important? Mr. Calvin, look. See, every time we start dealing with our people with things that they got to adjust, that's when they want to roll. It's all good until we got to face and take responsibility. Because look, if we have more temperate, more grave, more sober aged men, then we wouldn't have all the killing and the BS that we got to go through in our communities. Right. We'd have more father figures, and more of our sons would be standing up manfully instead of whoring out our sisters. How many baby mamas and baby daddies do we got in our community instead of marriage?
Right.
How many families are going through hurt from senseless arguments that could have been settled if we had charity and dealt with patience with our brothers, but instead the brother ain't temperate because there's no man there to teach him. Now he's got the gun banging up everything, and that's considered hard and being a man. How many of us have gone through that? That's why the Bible is telling us what we need to do, but we don't want to listen. Read it again for Mr. Calvin.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 2. That the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in patience.
It's one thing that I noticed. From the west end to the east end to the south end, all over, I see our aged men on the corners, hanging out in front of stores, everywhere, drunk. No way to think, no way to listen, no care. I don't know if they have children or not. And this ain't judgment, this is love. Like I said, we tired of seeing our communities in the state that it's in. But that's what we do. We hang out, we stay high, we stay drunk, and we don't care about the world. That's a problem, bro. You being an Israelite, there is a way of life that you have to live. Give me that.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.